So we're going to do Neva's Pytorch guide for the matrix manipulation functions. This is important because when you're manipulating matrices within Pytorch framework, if you do that outside of the tensor, you break the graph, which causes slowdown in your model. I want to make sure, obviously, when I want to manipulate matrices, I do it myself. All the way along. However, what I want to do is use all of the built-in methods for Pytorch, which gives you the ability to keep an unbroken graph, a clean graph. That way it can do all this sort of acceleration and you get the maximum benefit from Pytorch. Code with some of the line explainers for the code? Sure. So that's what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a REPL. I'm going to open up the Python REPL. And we're going to be typing these things in directly, and we're going to try to see what they do independently. So each line. So here, let's open up the REPL. There we go, REPL at the bottom. So at the top, we're going to have our instructions, and at the bottom, we're going to have a REPL. Python, here's our REPL. And then we're going to import these things. What warnings? What is Pytorch? Really, that's why I'm really happy. That's why I'm so happy right now. I'm really happy. All right, so let's check this out. So now we've got some Pytorch. We're going to be using the arange method. Let's try this. All right, so let's type it in myself. All right, so x equals torch.arange. Let's do 10. What does that do? Let's look at that. Okay, so this created simply a single dimensional 0 through like a 10 element array, and it's a tensor. And so there's an arange function here in Pytorch. Now, let's look at this reshape. So what we can do is we can change the shape. So we can change it to a 2 by 3. We made a 10, so we should do a x dot reshape. Let's do a 2 by 5. Let's try that. There we go. So now we converted it into a 2-dimensional matrix, right? A 2-dimensional. Wait, can we do more? Let's see. Well, we have to 5, 10, divisibility 9. So 5, this is the best we can do right now. I would like to make a 3-dimensional array. Let's do that real quick. Let's make a 3-dimensional array. You guys, a lot of interviews have been asking to come up with a full stack solution and to define architecture and design. Any tips on what they're looking for? Distribution, microservices, monoliths. They're talking about how you'd route data between the database, the application layer, the load balancer, the caching layer. All right. Now you're doing caching layer. You're going to CDN in front of that, right? You're going to go bigger. You want to go even bigger? There's so many things you can do there. Jobs typically list the backend jobs as well. So I'm confused when they ask me this. Yep, they're talking about the stack. I wish I could see the shapes. Can you do a 3D? Let's do a 3D. All right, we'll do a 3D. So I need to do a different X. So to do a 3D, let's do 30. We'll do, right, so X now, it's 0 to 30. So it's a 30 single. Let's do a reshape now, x.reshape. Let's do a 3-dimensional array with 10 elements per array. So there we go, 3D. Space, how to start. This is a good starting point. We're doing the basics for Pytorch right now. This is like the very basics. We're doing the ultimate basics right now. Isn't it neat? Look at that. Oh, it's so good. All right, let's do 50 and then see what that, yeah, we got, so 10, 2 by 10. That should totally work. Oh no, 5 by 10. There we go. So this is a way. And then can you do rand? What was the rand? Rand in? There you go. So now that's how you initialize the proper matrix right here for a layer. Look at that. Oh, that is so good right there. Oh, so good. Now we're going into Pytorch, you guys. Fix my screen. You can see. Nice. Zoom in. There you go. Perfect. All right. So let's go into the next one. All right. So zeros. All right. That's a pretty neat one. Torch.zeros. You can give it so let's do 10 by 10. Let's do 10 by 10 zeros. So this will just initialize a matrix. You can do ones. All right. So you can say torch.ones. We'll do like 5 by 5. 5 by 5. And then you can initialize a whole bunch of ones. That's pretty neat. So we got ones, zeros, randoms, and an arange. Pytorch right now. We're going through all the different array manipulation functions. All right, so let's make a new, a 3-dimensional random. All right, I'm going to type this in, you guys. So we're going to do this one right here, this line. So it's torch.rand, and then you can do 3 dimensions. So I'll do 10 by 10 by 10 What's that going to look like? Explodes on the screen. Let's make it smaller. Let's go 2 by 2 by 2. So you can see it, actually 3 by 3. So it's more symmetric. There you go. So this is a 3-dimensional matrix. The different matrix manipulations. So there is a torch.tensor here, which is going to convert an existing Python array into a tensor. So let's try that. Before we do that though, let's look at shape. So let's do this. P equals p.shape is going to give us the dimensions of the array. It's going to give us the dimension. How is the 3D representation? Well, you can see it's 3D. It's essentially it's a cube. It's a cube. If you sort of draw these all at a point, right? So we do it's just a scalar draw here. If you draw these at a point, so I don't see how we can do that. So can we draw this? So we've got like a cube. So you got each of these at a point, right? So I'm going to draw this. And you've got your first layer up here. This is the top layer of the cube, right? Each point is a floating point number. And then you've got another face here. Let's do this, another face here on the cube. And then another face here. And then you've got another face on the side. And you can see that kind of like that. So, but a little bit different. There's like, you can see on this, that's a cube. I hope that made sense to you guys. I don't know if it did or not. Shape, what is permute? Okay, this is what I want to know. What is permute? Let's learn about permute. Permute reorders dimensions like transpose for more than 2 dimensions. Okay, so we can't do reshape. What is permute? Permute might change the layers. So let's try this. Let's try this. So P equals torch.rand. We'll do exactly 2, 3, 4. So P looks like this. It's a 3-dimensional. Then we do P.permute 1, 0, 2. What does that do? That is difficult to read. What did it do? So 4, 2, 6, 5. It seems to okay. That is difficult to read. I wonder if we can make that a little bit easier to read. So let's do 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll do permute. Let's try that. Okay. So P and then P without permute. So let's do another permute too. Okay, so what does this look like? So we're looking at this part of the screen here, you guys. I don't ever know when I would use permute. I really don't. It's like transpose. I get that part. So P dot T. So you can transpose like that. And that just sort of pivots the matrix, right? So it does a pivot. It takes the matrix and then it rotates it. That's what transpose is. Aiden Does Games, thank you for subscribing. Welcome on in. Good to have you here. Happy Friday. I'm so excited. It's like rotating axis. Is it? Okay, so I get that part. Can we do 1, 1? Doesn't like that. Can we do 2, 1? Okay, so that makes more sense. So P. So C, that. Okay. So you can choose where it rotates. Thank you for the party poppers, you guys. Appreciate it. It's like a regular transpose switch for X or for Y. Got it. Okay. So this will be A, so a standard A. And then you want to convert that to a tensor. Torch.tensor, and we'll say A. And then that will make it into a tensor. What that does is it prepares it for the graph to be sent to an accelerator. That's what the tensor's for. Monkey D. Luffy, yeah, eventually we'll get there. Right now we're just doing matrix manipulations. We're doing the very simple things. It's necessity for a product, Stephen. Got it. Okay. When you're doing some products. What are you currently building, brother? Hey, good question. We're walking through all of the Pytorch array manipulation functions. Essentially, when I say array, they're matrices. And when I say matrices, they're also called tensors. They're all the same thing. They're the same word for the same thing. Look on this, right? See it's on the screen right here, right now. On the screen, what I'm highlighting. So you see right here, that is array, a multidimensional array. This is, right next to it is a tensor. And also, it's called a matrix. What does it mean? Oh, the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. Dot product. Yep, I know. Yep, dot product. Dimensions must match back to the linear algebra. Got to match those dimensions. You definitely do. Let's look at the next one. So let's do order of position. What is this? I. Ooh, that's a neat one. All right. Torch.eye. Let's do 10. You can see here on the screen that it's a diagonal ones. You see the diagonal ones here? Right there on the screen. See, and all the other numbers are 0. So that creates an eye. See, torch.ones, right? You can create a 2-dimensional 3x3 matrix with ones, which we did earlier. You can also do zeros. Oh, and you can directly index. Check this out. Look at this right here. You can directly access the index right there. Right there. All right. Infinity matrices. Yep, you got it. All right. So let's mess around with this more. All right. So you see here, we've got 1, 0s. You can also directly access the index of a multi-dimensional array with this approach here. So you can see this right here. Check this out. This right here is pretty neat. I like this right here. This is pretty neat. So let's try that. Let's mess around with it. All right. So let's do zeros. Let's do zeros. Zeros like that, a 3x3. So A equals, let's copy and paste this, and then A is 0. So A, we'll put the very, here's what we'll do. We'll do the very middle. We'll convert this to 100. We'll make that like into 100. So we'll do that. All right. So what we do is, so that is line 1, 1 is going to equal 100. Did I do it right? Did I do it right? I don't know. Let's find. Oh, we can do a mat mult. Are you guys ready for a mat mult? Do you guys want to do a mat mult? Yeah, you do. It's one of the coolest things you can do in Python. So let's do a mat mult. Let's do a mat mult. All right. So we've got A. We can do A at A, and that's going to matrix multiply that. Let's do A dot. Let's do A equals torch.rand. Well, no, that's good. That's too hard to see though. That's way too hard to see. Let's do A range. Let's do A range is easier. A. So let's do A dot. Let's do reshape. Let's do reshape dot reshape. We'll do 2, 5. So it's a 2-dimensional array, right? 2-dimensional array. So can you do A at A? We got to do A. We got to transpose it. You got to transpose it, right? Is that going to work? Will this work? All right. When I press enter on this line right here, do you think it'll work? Can you explain the at symbol on Python? Yeah, absolutely. Goku. So the at symbol is a matrix multiplication. What that's going to do is it's going to sort of do a multi-dimensional for loop for you. So it's like doing a multi-dimensional for loop. So let's look at this. All right, so X. Let's do A. A, okay. A is good. All right, so you can say for X in A, print here. So print X, comma AX, right? So, oh wait, did I do that one for X in A? That should, oh, right. Okay, so there's multiple indexes. That should work though. That should work. That should bring us back. Let's just print X. What is that? I wonder how Pytorch implements matmul. Might be fun to take a look at that. Yes. Kevin McAllister, I think you're talking about it the right way. So it's done in a kernel for the GPU. I've written one myself, and it is done exactly like you described. Because it's a multi-thread, you do not do a for loop. There's no need for it. You don't need to do a for loop. There's no for loop. It's not there. It's done in the kernel because the threads are already done in parallel. And you add them together. And then how do we do the second one? Oh, and then you first column, row, okay. All right. And then you go to the last column, right? The last row here. And then you do the same thing again. And then you route through it that way as well. So you need to do column by row. Okay. So we multiply these guys and add them together. 1 times 1 plus 2 times 3. And then we do 1 times this is Y and X, I believe. B, that will be Z. So Z is here. And then instead of doing this new row stuff, we're going to say new matrix is going to equal basically what we just did. Okay. For this part here. Okay. All right. We're going to make it. I'm determined. I'm determined we're gonna make it. We don't need to append row. All right, did we do it? Did we do it? Hey, we did it! Check it! All right, you also had it here. Here's the actual answer. I was typing it all myself. But we did it. We actually matched it. It's actually matched now. All right, there.